Could this be the holy grail of watercolor palettes? I really wasn't looking for a new favorite, but somehow I may have found it, and today I'm going to put it to the test with you. Welcome, I'm Ingrid Carlson, and I am so glad that you're here with me. This video is very impromptu, and I have to say off the bat, it is not sponsored in any way. As a matter of fact, Mei Liang company has no idea who I even am, but when I got the product in the mail, I had so much fun unboxing it and doing color swatches that it ended up being a whole video. So I hope that you're as excited as I am to get into it. Let's go. Oh, and before we do, if this is your first time here and you love all things creating and art and just using art as a way to enjoy your life, to write your story, then make sure that you are following my channel. And while you're at it, hit the bell so you get notified anytime a new video comes out. This palette is actually amazing. Honestly, the reason I was looking for it, I have my Daniel Smith watercolors that you guys have seen me use, and those are more fine art. Then I have my other Mei Liang watercolor set, but that one is limited in the colors, even though you guys have heard me rave about how vibrant they are. And so that's what I was looking for, was more variety in colors. And specifically, since you know that I love doing watercolor florals, I was looking for more reds and pinks. And this kit drew me in. There's 52 colors in the kit, and I believe they're full pans. They might be half pans. And what I'm referring to is the little square pan thing that the actual color sits in. You also get a pen for sketching, which is waterproof, so it's really awesome because you can lay the pen down and then the watercolor on top and it's not going to smudge. You get a pencil to plan out your art, even a paintbrush. So if you are a complete beginner, this is a great palette to have because everything is here. It even comes with a sponge for you to be able to wipe off your brush in between colors. So really everything is here. And if you're looking to take this outdoors and do some nature journaling, this is a perfect palette because you can just grab some paper and some water and get going. And it does come with several sheets of really nice quality, thick. It looks like it's cold pressed, so it has some pebbling on it, watercolor paper. And the best part of all is that there are 52 gorgeous colors. There are 4 rows of 13, and I'm going to say 12 later on in the video, but just ignore that. There's 13 in each row, and they are one more beautiful than the next. We're going to start off by unwrapping each of the pans and getting them started for swatching. I don't know what it is, but unwrapping each of these little pans feels like opening a tiny, colorful gift. It's like the art supply version of unwrapping chocolates, and honestly, I could do this all day. If I could bottle up the feeling of opening up fresh art supplies, I totally would. But now we are going to get to my absolute favorite part. We're going to swatch all of the colors. The first color is white, which when I was first applying it, I didn't think you'd be able to see it at all. But when you see it dried, you're going to see you can definitely see it. But my initial response when I was rating these was that they were applying way smoother, I think maybe than my original palette that I have. Will say also that there is a little bit of bloom to some of the colors. Now, it could have been because I was applying them quickly for the video, but I will say that at the end you can see some of the colors blooming. And for some people, that's a deal breaker, but for me, I love that gradient look, and so that doesn't bother me at all. I will also say that I was pleasantly surprised. If you have watercolors and you have not swatched them because you were like, no, I don't have time to do it right now, or whatever the reason is, please let me encourage you right now to swatch them because I was pleasantly surprised by all of the colors. When I purchased the kit, I always, usually when I'm buying on Amazon, what I like to do is look over at the comments or the review section. And what I normally do is I go to the 1 star and see what the percentage of the 1 star is to the 4 and 5 stars. And usually if it's maybe 4% or lower, then I'm usually interested. Then I go in and start reading actually, I look at the photos first and see if there are any photos that show me swatches of color, which I will be submitting mine to the review so that they'll be in there for someone else that might like to see that as well. And then I go through and I read the comments. And so that's how I picked this kit, was based on those things. And so I knew that there were some really pretty reds and pinks in there, but really it wasn't until I started swatching them that I was just amazed by the color selection, the vibrancy, and the different hues that you get, specifically with the blues, which my other kit has some really pretty blues, but this one blows them out of the water. I have to say, I don't think there's a blue that I'm not immediately in love with. And blue is not usually the palette that I gravitate towards. It's more the reds and pinks. But all of the colors are stunning. And the greens, I absolutely love, love, love. My one trouble with my last kit from them was that the greens, there was one green that has it's more like a natural green, which is, I think, maybe it's number, let's see, 40. I think it's 41. No, I'm sorry, 42 on this kit that you're going to see, or this palette. And it's kind of like a very natural, almost kind of leans towards an olive green. And I like that over the very vibrant, fake looking greens, even though you can tone them down like we've talked about before. But I felt like the greens in my other palette were a little too vibrant. And here you're going to see, I'm going to start swatching them. Look at how gorgeous they are. And really, you don't even have to do much mixing. They're really great colors as is. The other thing that I really absolutely loved about this kit is that you're getting a lot of earth tone colors. And there are, I would say 2 for sure blacks, but I would say 3 would lean into black. The first one is a brown black. The next one is like a gray black. And then the last one is like a deep, like true neutral black. And that is really great to have. You don't think that you would need that many blacks, but they're really wonderful to use. And if you like doing grungy stuff, then definitely these are the colors. Another little note as I am looking at the swatches right now while I'm talking to you is that they're very similar. Now that I'm looking at it, it's very similar to the colors that I picked out for my Daniel Smith watercolor set. Like they're very, very similar, which is kind of amazing because I don't think that I really meant to do that. And so, wow, I'm really shocked right now because it's very similar. A lot of the greens are the greens that I had. The teals were really what are standing out to me. So overall, I think this is a wonderful kit. If you are in the market for a new, I keep calling it a kit because it comes with everything, but it's a palette. But if you are in the market for a new palette, or if you just want to treat yourself because you're worth it, then this is the kit to get. I think for the price point, for the texture, the opacity, the vibrance, the blendability, I think for the gradation, for the blooming, for all of the things, I think this is a 10 out of 10 in my book. Once I swatched all the colors, I was looking at the palette and thinking that the only thing that I would do a little different is I think I would want them arranged a little different. So I'm going to do that with you coming up, and I'm going to go step by step and explain the process to you. These are the colors, and they are so vibrant and beautiful. And if you look, especially look at the shimmer on that gold, so pretty. And they're almost all the way dry. I did dry it with a heat gun. They're so pretty. They're prettier than I thought. And when I was swatching these, I was kind of concerned because one of the things that I wanted is more pinks. in a palette, and I thought that they looked more red, but when you look at them, they have shades or tones of pink. Now I think there's a couple of colors that are not in the right order, and I think I'm going to move them around. So I'm going to show you how I do them, and that's why I left these here and then left the numbers there so that I knew, or the names, so that I knew exactly what was what in what order and when I go to switch them. Even though I don't really care about the numbers and the color names, what I will do is show you how I label the colors at the end so that when I'm dipping into these, I know where I'm at. So I don't have to stop and count, because there's, I think, 12 across. And so it gives, it's a little hard when you're, let's say, you're in between these two colors. They look pretty similar. So I'm going to show you how I get around that. So I think that this color would be better up here. So I'm going to move this one to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then it'll go here. And this will be 6, and I'll move this to 6. Okay, then let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. And so that's going to move one of these down here. Go ahead and mark that. But I want to decide if I want to move these around. Oh, and I'm happily surprised that these are different, because that's why I swatched them again. Because I was thinking they look exactly the same when I first put them down, but you can definitely see a little bit of a difference here. And I love this color, actually. This color is gorgeous. This is going to give me the most beautiful flowers. I'm so excited about this kit. I know you've already heard me say, but I really am. It's such a good price for what you're getting, and the colors are not chalky at all. I mean, look, so good. I have the smaller pack that some of you guys have seen. I have this one, and it comes in a tin, but I took it out so that I could have it with my Daniel Smith colors. And this thing is plastic. And so the big upgrade is these are in pans, and they are bigger. So I'm assuming there may be a little bit more weight to those than these. And you're getting 52 colors, which I'm super excited about. Now, I've said that you can just mix colors, but I saw this and I just wanted it. Okay, so I'm going to go through and just kind of look around and see if I want to move anything around, if anything looks out of place. I would love to keep where it's like reds on one section, blues on another, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. I do know, I think I want to switch this one somewhere here. I think maybe right here. So it's 1, 2, 3. Well, actually, this can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I'm going to say this is 13, 14, 27. And I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to number them all, and then that way that'll help me stay more organized. So I'm going to push these out of the way. And then look how I barely touched it, and it's so pigmented. Okay, so I went off the deep end a little bit, and I took that one, which is the original swatches that I made. I made a photocopy, so you're going to see the colors off just a little bit. And then I cut them up and I put them in the exact number sequence that they're here. And then I decided to put them in rainbow color. So I did pinks and reds, purples, blue, green, yellow, oranges. So now I'm looking at these, maybe swapping those, because these are, let's see, what numbers are those? Number 3, 43, and 6. So we have, oh, that's 5, not 3. So 5 is this one. So that one will definitely stay because it's more of a yellow, like yellow orange. But 7 and this one, which is 43, actually are more like in the brown family. So I might go ahead and move these over and put some of the orange here and take the browns down here. And this is just my way. There might be an easier way to do this. This is actually how I built my Daniel Smith palette. And that was because I bought all the half pans online on Etsy, and I went online. I found every color swatch that I could find for the Daniel Smiths, and then I did it on my computer, but I arranged them in how kind of I wanted the colors, like what colors I was looking for, and I narrowed it down, and that's how I created a palette. And so I decided to go ahead and do this. The more I'm sitting with these colors, the more I'm loving them, and I can't wait to get started playing with them. So I'm going to go ahead and put these in order, and I'll be back. Okay, so I think this works out a lot better. So we have the yellows going into orange. We've got orange, and then these are going to start being these are the golds. They go into brown, black, and we end with the white. And I put the gold and silver up at the top. And so I think I like this. And now I'm going to put all of those colors using this little cheat sheet, and I'm going to put them back into the container. When I was prepping all of these, I went ahead and on the back of each of the pans, just with a regular pen, I wrote each number corresponding the way that it was originally laid out in the original palette formation. And so that's when you see me looking underneath, I'm double checking it. If you are going to do this and you're going to change the palette in the colors that I've done, then you're going to want to do that, because the colors, kind of what I was saying earlier, that when you're looking at them in the palette, they look one way, but when you swatch them, they might swatch a little different. And so I think this part is really important, and it's an extra step, but it helps you avoid a headache. And I'm going to tell you that this part was more tedious, but the work that you do ahead of time, it really is worth it, because what I'm going to tell you is, if you're anything like me, appearances matter. That is not what I wanted to say at all. They don't. But what I do think matters is the aesthetic of the palette. And I think that when you create something that is beautiful and inviting, you're more apt to use it. I know that's the case with me. I think that's why I love my palette, and I get a lot of questions about the palette, like what the colors are and stuff. And I think a lot of it does have to do with the presentation. And so I absolutely love this way of putting the colors together. I think also they are easier to use as well. I can't wait to get your comments regarding what you thought about the palette in general, but also what do you think about me tearing up the paper and rearranging the palette? Was it beautiful mind or was it girl, please? I'd love to know down in the comments. And if this video was helpful, then make sure to tap the like, or even better, send it to someone that you think would enjoy it or that it would help. And when you do that, YouTube will allow more artists to find it. So it's a win-win for all of us. Here is the final palette reveal. I'm so in love with this. I love the rainbow coordination. I love these watercolors. I'm so excited to use them. I wanted to run upstairs and get my hands on them as soon as I got up this morning, and I hope that you love it. I'm going to go ahead and do a demonstration for you. Of course, doing some florals so that you can see the watercolors in action. And I'd love to hear what you have to say. I think that really the vibrancy and the blendability really shows through on camera once I start using them. And I think, again, if you're in the market for this, this is a great palette to go and grab today. Just in case someone hasn't already told you today, I want to remind you that you are creative, you are courageous, you are strong, and you matter. And most of all, you are loved unconditionally. And now that the colors are all swatched, I'm curious to know if you changed your mind, whether when I first started doing this, if you thought it was ridiculous and now you see the vision, or if it stayed the same. Either way, I thank you for being here today, and I thank you for all of your love, your comments, and your shares. They really mean the world to me, and I've said it before, but I'll never be able to put it into words what you each mean to me. Thank you so much, and until next time, love you. Bye. And if you want to get one of these palettes for yourself, make sure to check out the description box below for my affiliate link. It's an easy way to grab one, and if you do, let me know what you think. I'd love to hear how you're going to use it in your creative projects. Plus, using my affiliate link helps support my channel at no extra cost to you. So thank you again for being here and for creating with me.